Joey Logano and the number 22 team haven't won in over a year, which is not like them at all. That was until Logano almost ended it in the Toyota Owners 400 on Sunday night. In the end, though, he came in second place. And after that race, Logano was quick to comment on what happened and what's to come this season. Will we see Logano winning some races again soon? Logano has always done well in River City. In the last 3 times NASCAR raced on the 0.75-mile track, he won 2 races and finished in the top 10 each time. As early as Friday, the 33-year-old showed the same level of speed. He came in second in practice, Saturday morning, behind Kyle Larson, who won the pole position. The Team Penske driver didn't lose much speed during qualifying. He set a lap time of 22.676 seconds, which put him in 10th place at the start. On Joey Logano's 550th NASCAR Cup Series start, he almost won his 33rd Cup Series race, which would have ended a year-long drought of wins. Instead, his performance at Richmond Raceway on Sunday night was a building block that led to good things after a rough start to the season. As the race began, it was raining. After a competition caution on lap 30 to switch from wet tires to slicks, Logano moved up to 7th. With only a few minutes left in Stage 1, Logano drove to 5th place and earned stage points that the number 22 team really needed. Logano and his crew boss Paul Wolfe got 3rd place on Stage 2 by choosing to make 2 pit stops instead of breaking the 160-lap stage in half. This was done using pit strategy. Logano stayed in 1st place until the very end, when he drove up to 2nd place with 30 laps to go. When Larson hit Bubba Wallace's bumper with 2 laps to go, it was the first time this season that NASCAR went into overtime. The number 22 team came in for repairs, and after the 2-lap dash, Logano came in 2nd place in Sunday's Toyota Owners 400. Joey Logano would stay in the top 10 no matter what happened in Richmond on Sunday night. Except for a few laps, Logano stayed in the top 10 during green flag pit stops that changed plans and sped up the race several times. He got off to a bad start, but he finished 2nd and finished 5th and 3rd in the first 2 rounds. It was a big night for Logano. He didn't do much better than 22nd in the first 6 NASCAR Cup Series races of 2024. His best finish was 9th. He moved up 1 spot in overtime, but Denny Hamlin still beat him by 0.269 seconds at the finish line. It was his first top 5 finish of the season, which was good for the number 22 Team Penske group. Logano still said that the evening had a sad feel to it. It feels good, and it hurts at the same time because we were so close to winning the race, Logano said. I mean, it's a racetrack that we expect to run well at. It's our best racetrack, and we've been consistently in the top 5 and having shots to win. Logano spent most of the night in the top 5 after starting in 10th place and working his way up. His average running position of 4.6 according to NASCAR's Loop data. He got more points by finishing 5th and 3rd on stages. By the time the final stage pit plans were worked out, Logano was in 2nd place and chasing Martin Truex Jr.'s number 19 Toyota, which had led the most laps, 228. Before Kyle Larson spun after Bubba Wallace hit him with 2 laps to go, which caused OT, Logano was carefully looking for ways to cut into Truex's lead. I started pressuring the 19 at the end of that long run, and he got to racing hard with Ross Chastain, trying to stay on the lead lap, Logano said. I said, this is my opportunity. I got Denny to burn his stuff up trying to pass me, and I said, okay, this is my chance. And I got close to him and burned my stuff up with about 3 laps to go, and I wasn't going to get him. I didn't get a good enough restart, Logano said. I really wanted to pressure Denny Hamlin down into 1 and force them to work up Martin Truex Jr. But I spun my tires here just trying to stay with them, and that ultimately cost me to be close enough to do something. I don't know. It feels good to be towards the front again. We haven't had a run like that in a while, but it also stings to be that close and not capitalize on the win. I guess I have mixed emotions. We had a really good car, a car that was capable of winning if we were in the front, but we didn't execute everywhere else good enough to get there. The result on Sunday was Logano's fourth straight top 10 finish at Richmond. Crew chief Paul Wolfe said that the number 22 team had almost the best performance here since the next-gen car came out in 2022. Wolfe said that the team learned a lot from Logano's participation in a Goodyear tire test at North Wilkesboro Speedway on March 13, 14. But he said that the team learned more by keeping spirits high after a rough start to the season. "I think it's good for the team, for Joey," Wolfe said. "I mean, it's not easy when you look at where we're at in the garage and 22nd in points, and you're just in a place where you haven't been before. You've got to be careful. It's easy to get down and lose focus. So these next couple of weeks, I felt like it'd be good opportunities for us. Going to Martinsville next week is another good one. So yeah, it was a great day. Came up a little short, but we're going to keep working." Logano has moved up 11 spots in the Cup Series standings over the last 3 weeks, with 22nd place at Bristol and 11th place at Circuit of the Americas. This is a good change. Logano said in interviews on Saturday that there were no quick fixes for the team's early problems, but Sunday night's 3-spot jump to 19th in the points is at least some help. Even though he started on pole in 2 of the first 3 races, he has 2 DNFs. This is definitely the hardest start to a season we've had. But last week, we started scratching and clawing and got a little bit of momentum through the last 3 races, and ultimately get to here to where we were in the hunt again, Logano added. "It feels good. It's Richmond. It's a unique racetrack. It's our best racetrack as a team, so we expect to run good here. I don't know if this completely takes us out of the deep end, but I think ultimately it's a good momentum builder for sure." This is Logano's best finish since coming in second at Loudon in July 2023, which is 23 races ago. He also spent 99.5% of the race in the top 15, which is the most since he won the 2022 Cup Series championship at Phoenix Raceway. With the stage points, he won the 3rd most points on Sunday night, 49, moving him from minus 33 points to the playoff cut line to minus 14 points, just behind Richmond. The next race is at Martinsville Speedway, which is a great track for Joey Logano and his fresh energy. Logano placed 5th last fall after finishing 9th and 4th in the stages. That gave him the 4th most points of anyone in the race that day. Last year, Logano came in 2nd place in this race, behind Kyle Larson. The question will be if Logano and the number 22 squad will be able to build on this result and achieve 2nd or maybe even better 1st this time. What do you think? Do you think Logano is back after that miserable start to the season? Will we see more of him now that he finally looks at peace with the next-gen cars? Or was this just a fluke result? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.